That's the road I'm working on. YouTube, you can tell it's winter because I've got a tea cozy on, or the fact that I've just simply not had a haircut. One or the other. In this episode, we're another day of fitting a washing machine in a garage that hasn't had a washing machine in there before, but I've got a bit of a conundrum with the soil pipe, because from the pictures that she sent, it looks like the underground orange soil pipe comes up about 500 millimeters before it converts into normal soil. Now, I'm led to believe that you can't solvent weld onto underground soil because it's a different form of plastic and the solvent weld doesn't stick very well, but I'm not sure how true that is. I've heard it somewhere, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one yet. Come along for the ride and we'll find out, I'm sure. And let me know in the comments, can you glue to underground, can you solvent weld to underground waste pipe? This is what we've got here, customer's garage. She's going to have a washer and dryer, worktop, stud wall, etc. So she wasn't bothered where the washing machine goes, but I said she's going to get condensing dryer, but I said if you ever want a dryer with the vent through the wall, it's better going on the left hand side, so we'll just make this pipe work longer so the washer's on the right hand side. But this is what you can see, what I meant by the underground coming up about 500 mil before converting. So basically I'm going to put my strap boss onto this pipe, which I know is solvent weld is perfectly acceptable on there. Ideally you'd have it lower, but I'm not going to take that risk. Like I say, let me know in the comments, have you done it before? Is it allowed? Is it not allowed? Be interesting to see your opinions. So first I'll determine the position of the strap boss, because that's the most important. Cold fill for the washing machine can come off any one of that middle pipe, anywhere really, whichever's easiest. But if I do the waste pipe first, that's best bet, as low as possible. But just looked on the back of the washing machine. Why has it got two? Why is it split into two? I've never seen that before. How strange. So yeah, only just fit on. You can get strap bosses which just push together and lock in. These tight with the nut and bolt are a pain in the arse really. Make sure you're choosing the correct size core bit, because that lip, as I've said before, wants to sit inside the soil pipe. Clean off your bears as well, preferably with gloves. And it's at this point you hope the customer doesn't use the toilet above. Plenty of glue on both the actual strap boss and around the pipe itself. Now that that's fastened on now, I like to use a rubber. Just gives you rubber bung. It just gives you a bit more manoeuvrability. If you use a solvent weld one, once that pipe's glued in, it's not coming out. A bit of silicone grease. Always grease up your rubbers. You don't want to go in dry. Steady on. And chamfer the end of that pipe just to aid it going into that rubber. The problem with the rubbers is you can actually push the pipe in too far. You imagine that. Yes, if you imagine that pushed in all the way over there, that's going to catch on all your soil, your kitchen roll, toilet roll, etc., and cause a blockage. So only push it in as far as it needs to go, which is roughly to the end of there. You do just feel it. Now this is obviously excessively long, so what I'm going to do is put two 45s back to the wall, clip distance. That's the next plan. Perfect length. Couple of clips on the pipe to hold it parallel with the wall. I'm just going to measure the distance between them two for the length of pipe in between, if that makes sense. Something like that. So It's a bit excessive, the waste pipe fall, a bit too much. I can pull it down though. But yeah, that's got us clip distance. So I'll take this piece out now because it's not glued in and put a longer run in. We're going to be adding this non-return valve. I'll show you how that works now. I'll glue that in because obviously I forgot I'm putting this on. Now basically it's just a flap, a one-way, similar to a check valve. Now the reason for this has a little arrow on it as well. If this backs up, this thing what's going to overflow sewage. Sewage? That sounds wrong. Sewerage. Wee and poo is going to be this standpipe the washing machine goes in, covering the whole of the garage. So yeah, we don't want that. But instead, it's probably going to be the boiler condensate. But at least it's not something I've done. So yeah, I'm putting a one-way valve in. Part number if you need it. Marksman to mark our clip holes. Shoots a little green dart of chalk out. Nice and easy to see. They're about a fiver. I've had this years. This would look nicer in white pipe with having that there, but then it would look rubbish against the soil pipe. You can't win. I could paint that black, but let's be fair, it's not going to happen. Now loads of you know this, but they're tapered, these washers. So they go inside the fitting to create the seal. The tapered end, not against the nut like sometimes you see people have done, and it's normally you've been called out because it's leaking. This is our standpipe, or some people call hockey stick. That's where the washing machine drain hose is going to go in. As you can see, it's miles too long, so I'm going to shorten this down to approximately 3 inches below the height of the washing machine, so you don't see it. Ideally you'd add this as tall as possible, but with the height of that, I'll have to just shorten it. Don't really need a clip on, but we'll put one on anyway. Once we've got the drill out. Oh yeah. I love this little level, just because it's green. But yeah, I'm going to connect into the cold. It's this pipe here. Tee off, straight elbow into a bend, across. Check valve, double check valve on a washing machine. And leave the isolation tap there. I didn't know whether to come up and bring it here. Sorry, here. I've not decided that yet. It just depends which will look better. Probably just down here. Just excess pipe work for what? For what? No real reason at all. Oh, this is a problem. There's no movement in the pipe. What I've managed to do is chisel a bit of that expanding foam out. That gives us enough to lift that up. +1 for press here. It's constantly running that. You won't be able to solder up in that. But because we're pressing, you don't need to worry about a little trickle of water. Bloody crap, these brushes. So that's our cold feeding. Double check and wash mark. So I'll turn the water back on now. Get this bad boy connected into there. By the looks of it though, it's not got the little U-bend which you can fix to the wall, and just keeps that hose inside there, stop it from flinging out, but they don't normally do. But if they've got it, I'll put it on for them. But it's not looking likely. We've got some flood in here, and the next customer's just text saying, we've got a slight problem. Our road is flooded, and unless you've got a canoe, you're gonna have to park a few minutes away and walk. Does that mean I should have brought wellies? Should I keep wellies in the van? I don't have a canoe, and I'm not the greatest swimmer either. It's definitely live. Let's get this pushed back. Bloody hell, fire. Never gets any easier, does it, this? Beautiful. Make sure you got a washer in there, with it being a second-hand unit. Well, actually, any. Just make sure there's a washer in there and try not to cross-thread it like I'm currently doing, because I'm doing it with one hand. Beautiful. I say second-hand. They've just moved house, so they're not a cheap customer. Just, yeah, there's no washing machine. In fact, I don't actually know where the washing machine was before. I don't know. Maybe they got two. Even the bloody plug reached. I'm a domesticated goddess. I even know how to turn it on. Have we got any quick super wash? No. Oh, it's tiny. Just to test it, really. It needs leveling as well. Still needs more. Mint. Mini load, time saver. Oh, I'm not that much of a domestic goddess. Well, he weren't joking about the little flood. Do I risk it? No. No, this van would never make it through that. That's the road I'm working on. I can't even tell how deep that is. Definitely won't make it through that. First time ever I'm using my Vito Pro Pack as a backpack. It's actually quite comfy, to be fair. And a bucket full of stuff. Oh dear God. I'm guessing I'm going right way. Good choice for the boots this morning. From this little walk, make sure you're clicking like and subscribe. We've got a subscriber goal by the end of the year of 3,000. Hopefully I can make it, and that'll encourage me to do some more videos next year. We might get better at this videoing stuff as well. That's this one with a Honeywell valve. The screen's gone blank, well, or going blank, which is quite common for the Honeywell Versats. We're just going to swap it out for an EPH. It has got underfloor heating on this system, but that's got its own independent thermostat. So we'll get this cover whipped off and see how they've wired it. So we just tested this is all dead, which it is, but the way they've wired it up is they've brought the live in. That's the switch, that black one. It's in neutral, the grey, and then they've just linked the live across. Now, it's not how I do it, but whilst I can't see the cable anyway, we'll have to do the same on the new one. So, neutral back to neutral, live into live, then we've got switch out from live to the common, and that is our, sorry, permanent live from live into the common, and that black is our switch. If you read this here, if mains voltage output is required, L and 2 must be linked, electronically linked. So hopefully that is right. Do a little test then, shall we? Just have to wait for these two to pair up. They are automatically paired, but it just takes a little bit of time. Make sure there's a demand. There we go. She should then fire up. Yes. Feeling like a Boy Scout. Customer just told me that flood, not the one on the road, the one that led to his house, was 2 foot deep. So it's a good job I didn't attempt to do that, wasn't it? Although it'd have made fantastic content. On to the next one we've been called out to is a thermostat not working now. This is on one that I've fit before, and she just had the bathroom done. And basically, I don't know if you can see that, but all the buttons are sticking in when you press them. That is all that's up with it. Try blowing out with air duster. It hasn't made a blind bit of difference. So she just wants it swapping. I see it as a bit of a waste, but hey how it is. I should just be able to swap the front interface, because it's got nothing else in it other than connections. Screw under there, just undo that off. Oh, nicely done with ferrules. God, you're a good lad whoever did this. Tighten screw back up. That's the old one. Gotta put batteries in this yet. Idiot. Beautiful. That's fastest I've ever done one now. Curiosity got the better of me. There's no real dust on any of this lot. So I'll probably just clean off these rubbers buttons now and put it back together. Just see if this one works. It seems a shame to throw it in the bin. And I can't see the warranty being honoured for sticky buttons. Looks alright to me now, that. Must have been dust. Resell it. The screws got hold the board in. Bollock. That's it. We've done and done a landlord's check with a gas hob and a boiler, and refit a radiator after the decorator bean, and disconnected a gas hob for electric hob. I suspect that's the way people are going to go going forward. Take your gas out and put electric ones in with all the frets of heat pumps and gas going and stuff like that. Granted, you can't. There's not as much control on the heat with an electric hob, but it is a damn sight easier to clean. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. I reply back to every single one, and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one.